If you thought Sold Out on You was just going to be another light romantic comedy, the latest episodes probably shocked you. This drama suddenly turned into emotional chaos with betrayals, hidden secrets, corporate manipulation, and painful misunderstandings everywhere. And honestly, I didn't expect the story between Ye Jin and Matthew to become this emotionally exhausting. Every episode now feels like emotional damage disguised as romance. So today, let's talk about the 9 biggest conflicts in Sold Out on You that completely changed Ye Jin and Matthew's relationship and left viewers stressed every single week. 1. Michelle suddenly takes over the product launch. One of the first major conflicts started when Michelle suddenly arrived in Korea and immediately took over the cosmetic product launch from Eric. And honestly, this moment already felt suspicious from the beginning. Eric had been handling everything, so Michelle stepping in so aggressively made viewers instantly uncomfortable. It also created tension inside the company because it became obvious there was a deeper power struggle happening behind the scenes. Personally, I think Michelle's arrival completely changed the tone of the drama. From that point, everything started feeling darker and more dangerous. 2. Michelle secretly destroys the products. Things became even crazier when Michelle secretly ordered her assistant to destroy the products before launch because she considered them problematic. This was honestly one of the most shocking reveals because it showed just how ruthless she really is. And what makes this conflict interesting is that viewers are divided. Some people think Michelle is evil, while others believe she was trying to prevent a bigger disaster. But regardless of her intentions, secretly sabotaging everything created massive consequences for everyone involved, especially Ye Jin. Would you consider Michelle a villain, or do you think she actually had a point? 3. Eric warns people not to hurt Ye Jin. Eric became surprisingly protective after realizing Michelle was watching everything closely. He even warned people not to target Ye Jin because he feared Michelle's retaliation over the dangerous product controversy. Honestly, I didn't expect Eric's character development. At first, he felt like a typical cold corporate character, but now he genuinely seems willing to fight for Ye Jin. And I think this adds another emotional layer to the drama because viewers are starting to question everyone's true motives. 4. Eric fights his own family. One of the strongest moments recently was Eric standing against his own family to prove Ye Jin was innocent during the failed live shopping incident. This scene really showed how corrupt and profit-driven the company actually is. What frustrated me most is how quickly the company threw Ye Jin away when things went wrong. Nobody cared about the truth at first. They only cared about protecting the company image. And honestly, that felt painfully realistic compared to real corporate scandals today. 5. The company asks Ye Jin to return. After publicly humiliating and firing Ye Jin, the company suddenly asked her to return once her innocence was proven. And honestly, this scene made me angry. The drama perfectly captured how companies sometimes treat employees as disposable until they become useful again. Ye Jin being expected to return like nothing happened felt incredibly unfair. But at the same time, it created a realistic emotional dilemma because rebuilding your career after public humiliation is never simple. 6. Sung-yi's painful secret is revealed. The emotional damage became even worse when Ye Jin discovered that Sung-yi wore a mask because her face was damaged by the morning cream Ye Jin once sold. And to make things more painful, Jin-yi blamed Ye Jin for everything. This revelation completely destroyed Ye Jin emotionally because she already blamed herself deep inside. Honestly, this might be one of the saddest storylines in the drama because nobody here feels completely innocent or completely guilty. 7. Matthew confesses his involvement. Just when viewers thought things couldn't get more painful, Matthew admitted that he was also involved in creating the problematic cream connected to Sung-yi's suffering. This confession honestly changed everything. Suddenly, Matthew wasn't just Ye Jin's emotional support anymore. He became part of the reason for her guilt and trauma. And I think this is where the drama became much deeper emotionally because love and betrayal started overlapping in really messy ways. Did Matthew do the right thing by confessing, or should he have stayed silent? 8. Eric asks Matthew to convince Ye Jin. Eric later met Matthew and asked him to convince Ye Jin to return as a home shopping host because she still refused to come back. And honestly, this situation felt emotionally manipulative from every angle. Ye Jin clearly needed time to heal emotionally, but everyone around her kept pushing her back into the same toxic environment. This conflict made me sympathize with Ye Jin even more because she looked emotionally exhausted by everything happening around her. 9. Matthew pretends he's tired of Ye Jin. And finally, the most heartbreaking conflict of all. In order to push Ye Jin back toward her career and soul life, Matthew told her he was tired of being around her. Honestly, this scene hurt. You could immediately see Ye Jin trying to convince herself that Matthew was lying, but his words were so convincing that she started doubting everything. And what makes this scene even more painful is that viewers know Matthew still cares deeply about her. Personally, I hate noble idiocy storylines, but I have to admit this scene was emotionally powerful. The silence, confusion, and heartbreak felt painfully real. At this point, Sold Out on You is no longer just a romantic comedy. It's become an emotional roller coaster filled with trauma, guilt, complicated love, and painful misunderstandings. And honestly, that's probably why viewers are becoming so obsessed with it. Every character feels emotionally messy and human instead of perfect. But now I want to know your thoughts. Do you still trust Matthew after his confession? And do you think Ye Jin should return to the company after everything they put her through?